Hey everyone, so now that you have built your rubric, what you're going to want to do is build a new spreadsheet for the score sheet for your assignment. So let's say I am creating a score sheet for a grade 9 assignment. What I'm going to want to do is right click my mouse and then open a new Google Sheet within my grade 9 assessment folder. So I'll click that and it will ask me to create and share just because I have shared my my Google Drive, or this section of my Google Drive, with my colleagues in the ELA department. Once you have your spreadsheet is loaded, you are going to want to click on add-ons, and then we'll just have to wait for Doctopus to load. Once it loads here, we'll click on it and we'll get started. So click on Doctopus and then we'll want to launch it. You'll notice at the bottom right here, it'll say that it's working. And then once it loads, it's going to pop up on the right-hand side of our screen for us. All right, now that it's loaded, you're gonna see this little message in yellow. It's just saying that because this application wasn't created by Google, it's letting us know what personal information they can access. So to get rid of that, you have to click more and then don't show this warning again. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's going to show the warning later. So the next thing that I have to do is I need to select the mode that I want to use Doctopus in. Now, I only ingest from a Google Classroom assignment. I've looked into the distribute drive resources to a roster, and it is a little confusing, and I just don't have the time to devote to that right now. But using the Google Classroom assignment is a great way to get all of the students' work handed in, whether or not they've actually submitted it. So I'm going to click ingest a Google Classroom assignment. Then you're going to notice down here that it's thinking and it's working. The more classrooms you have, the longer that this will take. Now I can choose to select my class. You'll notice here that I haven't set up my classes yet for the year, but I do have a test classroom going on. So I'm going to choose my test classroom for 2018, and then it'll take a little bit of time to load. Generally, I find that when I use Doctopus, the more classes I have or the more students I have, the longer it takes for this to load. Now I'm going to choose my assignment. So I have my first test assignment and then I have my reader response to text. So we're going to choose that one here and it'll load up. Now I only have about 2 students in this class, so it doesn't take that long. Now you'll notice right here it says found 0 turned in files for this assignment and 2 not yet turned in. You do have the option to only accept the assignments that have been handed in via Google Classroom, but I generally, as a rule, I will take in every single assignment, whether or not a student has clicked the turn in button, because I find that sometimes students forget, or they don't know, or they say they don't know that they have to turn the assignment in, but it really just saves me a lot of hassle in the end, and it makes it easier for the kids too. So I'll go in and I'll say ingest assignment, and then we'll wait again. So while it's ingesting the assignment, you're going to notice some things that are popping up on our page or our sheet that was created. So you'll notice that the first sheet is blank, but then the second sheet that's been created by Doctopus has been populated with some information. Again, you gotta click more. Don't show this again to me, Doctopus. But what you'll see is we've got our student's first name, their last name, their email address, student folder. That is for that was for that other mode. We've got some file keys, the file names, and then the link to the actual Google assignment. You'll also notice that there's a grade here and written feedback. These 2 will change once we attach the rubric. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to attach the rubric. So I click attach rubric, and then up will pop a little window. In this window, it's going to ask me what file or what sheet that I want to use. And remember that when we're working with Doctopus and Gubrick, everything we do for assessment is through Google Sheets. So since I recently created my writing rubric, I can click on that. And then you'll notice at the bottom, I've got 3 options that I can do. I can send an email notifications to my students, letting them know that a Gubrick has been attached. I can allow them to self and peer assess if they have Gubrick for students. And then I can also make the rubric viewable to the students. So I'm going to leave all 3 of those intact, and I'm going to click Attach Rubric. So this does take a while for some of my classes. Like my highest class at one point was 36, and it did take a couple of minutes for them to tag all the students' file, check for the co-teacher sharing and all that. So if you do have a larger class, just know that it does take a little bit of extra time. So you'll notice that in the background, you will get updates while the rubric is being attached. I'm going to get rid of that again. Now our sheet has changed again, and Doctopus has added another sheet to it. So first we're going to look at the sheet. Now, since we added the rubric, what's changed? We now have a link that takes us directly to the document to assess it. And then we also have our criteria here. And as we mark, what will happen is this will be filled with the scores from the students. If you look here, this is a completely separate page for all of the work that we mark. And then as you mark, this will be auto-filled in each time you submit a rubric. And that is pretty much how you create your score sheet. Oh, very important. And I sometimes forget to do this. When I am marking an assignment, I really like to make this the same title as the assignment. But for this, I'll usually abbreviate. I'll say reader response score sheet. And then that way I know what it is. Nothing is worse than having to click through like 6 different untitled document or untitled sheets to find the right score sheet. So don't forget to title your document, and then you'll be good to go. So that's pretty much it for this. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you how to score an assignment.